thank you everyone again for coming. I'm going to talk about Facebook this morning. I did want Kaya to be here just because she is really good at this stuff, and she manages our office Facebook and can help people with all kinds of Facebook questions. And you know, on Facebook, I'm not as consistent as I need to be, as probably all of us probably think we should be doing a little bit more on social media. But Kaya also has Facebook posts from this office all the time, where we can just grab it and share it on our own Facebook if you don't want to spend a lot of time, you know, inventing your own content and that kind of thing. So when we go to Facebook, the first thing that I would probably suggest that people do is create a business page for yourself. If you haven't already done that, it's pretty straightforward. You'll upload some information, a picture, cover photo, and then you can share things from here. And one of the things, Tay and I were chatting about it, Kaya, you may have some insight on this too, but if you post something from your normal personal Facebook page, can you boost that?
I believe so.
Can you? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we were talking about it. We didn't know if you could boost something from a personal page, but it might have to be business, but you can do it either way.
I don't think it's, it doesn't say boost like on your business page automatically, but I think there is a way to do that.
On the personal page?
Yeah, I'll look into it.
Okay, yeah, no problem. So, in terms of creating a post, we've all probably done this, but you know, you can think about stuff that you want to share on Facebook. So, you know, if you have a new listing, that's like a simple one that all of us have probably considered. You know, if you're doing an open house at a certain listing, you'll want to do that. You'll want to, ideally create clickable links and hopefully previews so that it looks a little bit more professional than just like a bunch of, you know, HTTP type script on your Facebook link, right? So an easy way to create a link is if you know the MLS number of any listing. It can be yours, it can be one that you're holding open, but anytime, if you just type in your real estate website address, so mine's johnwynn.com, even though it's linked, / MLS number, it will create a link that will take them to that listing in your website. So even if it's not your website, or your listing, excuse me, when they click on this, it will still take them to my website and they'll be viewing that listing. This is a good example of something that Kaya and I and lots of other people have talked about over the last few weeks. Has anybody ran into this issue where you want to fetch a preview on when you're posting something to Facebook, but there's no photos included? But sometimes there's photos, right? Has anybody else experienced that?
A preview.
So what I'm saying, so this, Facebook just grabbed this preview right here. And so I could actually delete this now and say whatever I want. Right? And now when I post this, if I were to post this, this would be a nice professional looking link at least, although it doesn't have much information on the actual listing. Sometimes like the cover photo of the property or the primary photo of the property will be here front and center. Sometimes it's not. That's a question that we haven't quite figured out, I think, on how exactly to do that, but there's some workarounds.
So the information in that gray bar is called a preview?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so if I were to post this on my Facebook, if someone were to click on this link, it will take them directly to my website and they'd be viewing that listing.
But it no longer has the listing number at the end. It's still there though?
Yeah.
Okay.
That you put it in first and then delete it, but you have to put it in first for it to show up.
Okay.
Yeah.
But even though we weren't seeing it there, it was still there.
It's still there. It's still in there. Yeah, exactly.
Can you say that again, Kaya, what you just said?
So you have to put the link in first, and then it builds that preview that John said, and then you delete it and replace it with whatever text you want.
Oh, I see.
That way that link is there.
I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it again because sometimes, and Facebook is weird, and I don't know why it does this, but I'll do it again. So if we go, oops.
You have to exit out of
Yeah,
it.
see, we'd have to exit out again. See, you guys see how it's not
Uh-huh.
creating that preview now? So all that would be in my Facebook post now is this. So what we were talking about is you'd have to kind of exit out and start over, right, Kaya?
Yeah,
Huh.
you might even have to refresh.
Yeah, we might have to refresh the page too. Let's see.
There.
Okay, yeah, see, it created this little preview
When you
again.
hit enter, it created.
It actually did it without me hitting anything.
Oh.
Yeah, but once you guys see this, something like this in a gray bar drop in,
Mhm.
you can actually take this out now.
Oh, cool.
And this will still stay in there, so you can say whatever you want up here. A workaround for that is obviously here to add pictures. So if you want to grab the primary photo or two, and you can go ahead and save them and then drop them in here. But I want to show you one other thing.
Could that be a little copyright dangerous?
Yeah, I mean, so if it's something from, I'm assuming we're not going to be posting massive listings from other offices,
Yeah.
right? It's probably going to be either your own listing or something, or some other agents in this office. Be a good idea to talk to them,
Yeah.
in my opinion, and say, hey, can I, advertise my open house on my Facebook this weekend for your listing? Usually they'll say yes, and you can kind of go, but. Yeah, there are some copyright stuff with photos. I know that
Yeah.
photographers have
Depends
come
on
in
the
here.
photographer.
Exactly. Some photographers do give you exclusive rights to the photos. Some photographers say, I'll let you use it for your listing purposes, but I actually still own the photos. So, it can get a little dicey, to Alice's point. So you may not want to go crazy and, upload all of the photos. Generally, I would say talk to Tay if you want to, but the primary photo is probably okay, especially if you got the okay from the listing agent. Go ahead, John.
Currently, if I go to my website and I pick a particular listing and I go to share it on Facebook, it is grabbing the photo. When we
Okay.
talked last week, it
Yep.
wasn't grabbing the photo.
Yeah. So two different ways to do it. What John is talking about is he goes to his website and then he'll click on a listing. Taking its time, sorry. And the share
Mm.
icon's down here when it finally uploads. So you can kind of see we have the Facebook here. And this is, so, yeah, so this is another really easy way to do it if you already have the listing on your website. And actually, I think you can just type in the listing, the MLS number on your own website. You don't have to go into the back end and put it on your homepage or anything like that, right? But it takes us to this, and this preview looks a lot nicer, doesn't it?
Mhm.
With a photo, it's got the address, kind of starts in with some of the marketing remarks. We can share this on my personal timeline or on a page that you manage. I like to do it from my business page, and then we can say something about it and post to Facebook. And what's weird, John and I were going over this with Kaya a couple days ago, and sometimes you get just this gray bar with the address, the marketing remarks, but no photo. And it's kind of like, it's really difficult to know why that happens. We can't figure it out. But sometimes if you refresh the page, close your browser, go back into Facebook, do it one more time, then it's there. Right? So I wish I had a more scientific explanation for how to get that to drop in, but that's where we're at. Important note on posting, go ahead, Debbie.
I was just gonna say, is that coming from our firm's site,
This will be from your own website.
which is connected to?
MLS.
Yeah.
So can you do this with sold properties?
Good question.
Let's see what it does. I'll grab a sold property.
probably have to be your own list.
Yeah, I mean, it should be. I'm gonna grab somebody else's listing, but just to test this. I know our websites are, go ahead.
I think I've noticed that on our firm website, once it's sold, it doesn't show up on here.
Yeah, so our websites are designed to specifically help people looking for properties that are active.
Yeah.
So it gets a little bit weird when you start getting into sold properties. That would be, do you have any insight on that, Kai? Have you ever tried anything like that?
Maybe getting the MLS number and doing it that way,
Right?
but maybe not through the Berkshire Hathaway, because in the settings, you're actually choosing to show featured properties,
Right.
which is why they're not
Which have to
showing
be
up.
active.
Right. I would maybe try doing it through MLS directly.
Through the MLS?
Yeah.
Let me try one thing.
I'm also creating templates right now for sold and everything,
Right.
which I'm gonna share with you guys. All you have to do is switch the pictures out and the information, and you can post them.
That's awesome.
They look really good too.
Seymour,
Okay.
that's for what, templates for what?
For sold, for
To
example,
put
when
online?
yeah, and you can just switch out the information and post them on your social media. And they're gonna be the Instagram sizes, Facebook sizes, whatever fits.
Cool.
Right.
So I think that what it seems like it's doing is, because this MLS number is a sold property, it's not gonna link it to our website. So it won't be a nice presentable layout. When somebody clicks on that link, it'll probably just take them to my homepage, not to the specific property that we're trying to take them to. So it won't look like this. It'll just take them directly to whatever your website homepage looks like. Okay, so good question.
There might be a way through the office's website, because we do have an area for sold
Right,
properties.
yeah,
So I will try that out and let everyone know.
absolutely,
Thanks,
yeah.
Kai.
Yeah, so one quick note that I want to talk about too with posting from your business page. Whenever you're posting anything from your business page, the only without boosting it, not spending any money or anything like that, the only people who will see that post are people who've liked your business page. So if you're just now creating your business page, or you've had it created but you check it and it has 10 likes, every time you post from that page, only those 10 people would see that. So, you know, one thing that I did when I first started, someone told me, I spent like $100 and got 4 $25 gift cards to Starbucks and did like a raffle on my personal page. I said, hey, here's my business page. If you guys go ahead and like it and follow it, and if you do that in the next, whatever week, then you'll be entered into a drawing to win a $25 Starbucks gift card. I'm going to pick 4 winners. And so I got, 120 likes or something, and it cost me $100. So and you can do that multiple times, right? If you want to get more and more likes. Obviously, when you post something from your business page, you can also share it on your personal page if you'd like to. That can kind of, if there are people, in your Facebook sphere that have not liked your business page, then those people would have a chance at seeing that as well. In terms of marketing on Facebook, so we've all probably heard a little bit about what we are and are not supposed to do, and the best way to get traction and that kind of thing. So what I've heard and what seems to be reasonably successful is to not hammer home only real estate and only listings all the time, right? To diversify it a little bit and have some other things in there that are a little lighter, or other items of value that people could find beneficial, interesting articles, that kind of thing. Because people will stop paying attention if every single time you get a listing, if you're a strong listing agent and you have, 20 listings in a year, and every single time you get one, you post it on Facebook, it's like that's all they're going to see. And so it gets a little boring and repetitive, unless they're actually looking for houses, right? So that's kind of a little suggestion. I have some ideas on different things to post on Facebook. Has anybody had some significant success posting different things on Facebook?
I have recently, I've been doing little open house, 30-second self, videos.
Oh,
You can't do them from inside the house legally, but you can stand outside the house. If you want to go to my website, my personal one.
sure.
And I'm getting a lot of comments from people. Oh, I saw you on there. Oh, you're doing an open house today. Whatever. Who knows? In the end. But they're real easy to do. Selfie stick, 30 seconds. Hi, here's where I am.
Well, I just sent one
Did I spell that right?
from an agent from Windermere, they did do us inside the house, maybe they don't know that.
Maybe they don't. Yeah, you can't film inside the house without the seller's permission. If you've got their permission, that's great. So if it's your listing, you're probably cool.
Where do you want me to go, Alice?
No, actually, to my personal
Oh, sorry.
Facebook page.
Oh. Let's see here.
So you should just be able to search Alice Cooter. And I haven't figured out how to, it would be better, well, I don't know that it's really strictly legal by Facebook to do it on your personal page, but I haven't been able to figure out how to post it to my business page.
A video? This one here?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And if you scroll down, it probably should have, there you go.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. So there's sound
and
here.
I only make them 30 seconds or less.
Yeah.
And then post something up above.
And people love video, right?
They do.
I mean, that always is going to get a lot more attention than just a still photo or something with no graphics or photos. Yeah, nice. Good suggestion. Anybody else? No? So some easy examples are, if you have a listing or an open house, the home valuation tool that we have on our website. So an easy way to do that, if it's already on your home page, go ahead and click the tool. You could also type in this address if you remember it. Go ahead, yeah, copy that. And your name could go here, right? So this is always the same web address, findbuyers.com, bhsnw.findbuyers.com/your name, so that your photo and stuff will be here. But if I copy this, go ahead and go to my Facebook business page. We're going to paste that right in here. Working on fetching a preview. So this is what I can now delete this web address and type whatever. And this is what people will see when they're scrolling on their feed. And it's a clickable link, which will take them right here. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. You can also do the same thing with your home search app. So on both Home Spotter and Home Snap, you can grab a shareable link where when people type that into a web browser, it'll prompt them to type in their phone number, I believe, and then they'll get a text to go ahead and download your app. So whichever one of those you use, if you want to post that on your Facebook to get people to download your home search app, that's not a hard thing either. And that's done from in the app. And we'll do another class on that, but if you guys have questions, if somebody wants to do that, you can come see me, and I'll be happy to help you. Stuff like the West Seattle blog, if there's interesting articles on the West Seattle blog, that can be a good thing to boost, especially because we have the new marketing campaign with them. So if they're putting around the West Seattle blog, chances are they'll see Berkshire Hathaway somewhere. So that could be a good tool as well. Any kind of videos, self-made content is always going to probably get the best traction in terms of people that know you. calls to action. You know, make sure that you're encouraging people to either click on something or go do something. Anytime there's a charity, something for charity, like our West Side Baby event that we had over the weekend, when we get that up and running, I'm sure there'll probably be some post about it or something, but I'm going to share that pretty quick. We took some photos and stuff like that. Everybody likes to see if you're giving back, right? So that's just a brief little bit about posting. What I'm going to do is talk about boosting now. And I'm actually going to kind of throw it over to Kaya because she has more experience with this and she does it for our office Facebook page as well. So if you want to talk a little bit about boosting.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so boosting is having your posts advertised out, and so you can specify your target audience, your budget, and the duration of it. This way, you can reach out to people that aren't following your page directly and gain outside followers. So basically, you can set your target audience, pick your age, gender, if that's an interest, location is most important, and there are even more settings. You have to set a budget. It's a minimum of $1 per day, and the duration, which can go from 1 day, 2 weeks, and even longer, but you want to have them short and not overboost a single post. It's very easy to use. Once you click boost post, all the content is instantly advertised. They have to approve it, which is pretty quick. In my experience, it takes about an hour, give or take.
Yeah, so you can see here, so we clicked boost this post, this test post that we just created. So, you know, she's talking about audience. So currently we have ages 18 to 65 plus in Washington. So we might want to narrow that down a little bit, right?
Right. So I wouldn't necessarily reach out to a younger audience, because not many 18-year-olds are ready to buy a house.
Right.
But yeah, so you can set your age preference. Yeah, let's do an example.
Yeah.
And what I do is pull up a map of West Seattle of zip codes and set the zip codes, because you want to narrow down the location as much as possible. You're not going to just pick Washington, and you're not going to just pick Seattle. You're going to want to really narrow that down, so it's really concentrated, and those people continue seeing your posts. What you can also do is save a target audience, and you can always use it, and you don't have to go in the settings every time and specify those again.
Yep. You can also do demographics, interests, or behaviors. Do you mess with that too?
A little bit.
Yeah.
So now they're kind of removing some of those options, because they're getting in a little bit of trouble, but you can target real estate and kind of get creative with it, whatever would be possible for you.
Yeah.
That way, those people that are searching things like that or interested in things like that, it will target them.
Nice. And so if I wanted to create a map area here, can I just like draw a shape or do a radius, or how does this work with this map?
Yeah, you're supposed to be able to draw like a circle, but I've never done that personally.
Okay, you just type in zip codes, is that what you do?
Yes, and
Like
so
right here?
right above where it says Washington.
Uh-huh.
Oh no, okay, so right
Okay,
below it,
add
yeah.
locations.
Type in, for example,
Oh, there
our
you
zip
go,
code.
yeah.
I'll show you. And click enter. Or click it. And then you could just keep adding zip codes.
Gotcha.
You have to add one at a time.
Yes.
Yeah, but you could also do municipalities too. You know, different cities if you wanted to do. So this would give you all of greater Seattle, that might be a little
I
bit big,
wouldn't do
right?
that.
Yeah, so, and it's good to get a little bit specific, cause probably a lot of the people that you know will live in and around the city. If you're posting about maybe if you're doing an open house, targeting an open house, maybe you wanna do only one zip code, right in around that open house, so that maybe those neighbors will see it, right?
John, I have a question for the group. Has anyone promoted a post yet on their own? So I got flagged for promoting an open house under the Fair Housing Act. I could not get it to go through. I tried changing it every which way. Has anyone else experienced
Like
that?
they stopped you before it went live?
It would never go through. I tried it 4 times. The promotions are still open on my phone,
Interesting.
and it said it was flagged for Fair Housing Act guidelines. So
If your wording was
Yeah.
such that, like, did you
It-
say great family home or
nope,
something
it was
like
straight
that?
out of the MLS. I mean, I didn't change anything, add anything.
Weird.
Yeah,
I see,
so-
I see quiet neighborhood all the time in the MLS. Like
Yeah,
there's certain things that probably should.
I never got it to go through, so
Interesting.
I just haven't been promoting that, but I've got another open this weekend. I was gonna do that today.
Let's look into
Throw
that.
20 bucks
Yeah,
at
that's
it.
Was it
interesting.
one single one that they,
I redid it, no, I redid it and
so it was, but it was different houses, different homes?
two different ones for two attempts to post on each one.
And it wouldn't tell you why?
It just says like violation of fair housing
Had that
guidelines.
happen.
Well, but it might not, maybe
Just
it's not
the events.
verbiage. Has anybody
Didn't
boosted
do ones, though.
just a listing?
Yeah,
You've boosted one?
well, when I have a new listing
Yeah.
and I'm gonna have an open house,
Yeah.
or actually, that's not true. I boosted after it's been on the market a week
Okay.
and we didn't get any offers.
But it's a listing. It's
But
just a normal
listing,
listing and
yeah.
you, okay. So it's,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, maybe they stop it if you're boosting just a house in general, maybe that's too much liability for them, so maybe they cut you off, but
Or maybe it can only be your own listing.
yeah, how would they know that?
I even appealed both of them.
Uh-huh.
One appeal is still pending from a month ago.
Okay,
That's not.
well,
It's not helpful now.
No.
yeah, we'll dig in, we'll see if we can get some answers
I
on
was just
that.
curious if anyone else has experienced that.
Oh, that's a good point. You have, Nadine?
With just sharing the events calendar once, and I tried
Really?
it twice. I can't remember, but yeah, I never got it.
Did
to
it
go
say equal housing?
through. Yeah, or fair housing, something like
Yeah.
that. It was,
That's
there's
odd.
something discriminatory in
Yeah.
the post, and
You
There's
better not
gotta
post a
be-
calendar.
There's gotta be
That's
some
calendar.
key words, I think, that they're.
Red flags for
that
them
they're
or something.
bragging and
Yeah.
flagging.
For the weekend event planner?
Mhm.
That makes no sense, because that's not MLS.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
just
I
the
don't,
Berkshire Hathaway blog.
yeah, so we'll see if we can get some answers, we'll dig in on that. But you know, so getting back to this, you can get pretty specific. Zip code is probably the best way to do it. And based on your duration, you know, you'll set a budget. So if you wanted to spend 20 bucks to boost this post, you know, somewhere between 517 and 2,200 people a day. If you only do it for one day, correct me if I'm wrong, Kaya, but if you only do it for one day, it's gonna be out there for tons of people to see that specific day.
Right, so click one day and you'll see the people see
Yeah.
how the number increased.
Yeah,
So yeah, but it's that same budget.
gotcha, yeah. And so, yeah, to Kaya's point, probably don't wanna go crazy and do like a 3-week boost or something. But keep it nice and short.
And narrow it down as much as possible.
Does it have to be one of those set time periods, though? You can't modify that,
There's a
right?
custom here.
Oh,
Yeah,
can.
you can pick the end date.
Yeah.
So if you want it 2 days.
So if you wanted, yeah, just a couple days.
Huh, okay.
And there should be, see, it says 666 per day, it kind of tells you how much.
Yeah. And
Six-
yeah, something to watch out for that Kaya told me about too is when you boost Facebook posts, if people are interacting with them, clicking on them, that costs you money, so to speak. Like it won't cost you extra money, but it counts against your total budget that you've set for Facebook. So do you remember what some of those numbers are?
I don't remember the specific numbers because
Okay.
it's totally different for a video, for
Right.
a picture.
Okay.
For a link, if they are interacting with it, it counts like, for example, 30 cents per interaction.
Right.
So
Well,
that's
interaction's what you want, so I think
Yeah.
that.
Interaction's exactly what you
Just
want,
keep
yes,
that-
yes.
Right,
I'd rather pay for that than.
Yeah,
Yes.
just so you keep that in mind, because they tell you it's gonna reach all these people, and that's not gonna happen with the interactions.
Yeah, so if you get some neurotic person that wants to go click your link, 60 times over the next day, and you tried to post it or boost it for a week, they're gonna whittle down the amount of money that's in your budget, and so you may get a notification from Facebook or something that says, you've ran out of your budget, so we're stopping your boost. Does that make sense? So just something to watch out for.
You can also link your boost to advertise on Instagram.
Mm.
It's automatically an option. It's like a checkbox. Run it on Instagram also.
Is that under boost post still?
Yeah. So before you click, when you're setting your budget,
Uh-huh.
so is your Instagram connected to this?
My Instagram might not be connected to
Yeah.
my
So
Facebook.
that's probably why.
How do you do that? How do you connect your?
Yeah, I wanted to briefly go over that.
Yeah.
So it's different from your personal Facebook, from your business Facebook. But from your personal, you're gonna go to your profile and the about section. Okay, that's
Sorry,
your
I'll
business, yeah. we need
Try to
your
go
personal.
ahead. So profile would be
Yep, click on there.
about.
The about, and then contact and basic info on the left.
Okay.
And then go down a little, see it says website and social links.
Yeah.
So you can, social link would be Instagram or any of those, and then website would be your websites. You can
Nice.
put multiple websites on there. And it's pretty simple from either, but from your business page, there are those 3 dots. I could even, do you wanna,
Yeah. You want it on Facebook?
on
Sorry.
your business page?
Okay.
Those, next to share, in the middle.
Yeah,
See
right
those
here.
dots? Yep. So, edit page info. Under contact. Yep. You can add these things in here.
Ah,
So there's website and email
yes.
section.
And can you add, like, if you had just a business Instagram account, can you add that in here? Do you know?
Yeah, I think it might be under website. Go up a little bit.
Right here.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a limit to if you can have one,
Oh, maybe.
but you might put the Instagram there.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is obviously where you edit your details as well, right, on your business page. How we got there one more time is just go to your business page, and then right here, there's these 3 dots. Edit page info. So one thing that I've had reasonable success with, because you can actually go in when you post from your business page, you can see how many people are viewing and interacting with your post. So you can kind of see how successful it is. People love celebrating other people, right? So the cliche one is, congratulations, John and Jill for your new home purchase, right? And a picture. You'll want to tag people in that. I always ask, if I'm not Facebook friends with my clients, when we first start working together, I try to become Facebook friends with them. And then at the end, I tell them what I'm doing. It's a great source of marketing, and I want to help celebrate, your new purchase or whatever they've done. And so is it okay if I tag you in a post? And usually people are okay with that. And when that happens, all of their Facebook community sees it as well, right? And so they'll all comment on it and like it, and it can get you some information. And I've closed business from that simple thing, just from posting something about some friends, a friend that I hadn't talked to in 2 years, direct messaged me on Facebook and said, oh, hey, I saw that you just helped Ben and Melissa buy their house. I've been thinking about, selling mine and potentially buying a new one, right? So really simple and easy, that's done without boosting, but I've tried to be more consistent with that because those are by far the best traction that I get on my Facebook posts is when I'm celebrating somebody else.
When you're tagging people, it's not just showing up on your page, showing up on their pages. So commenting, tagging, liking,
Yeah,
be active on other pages.
hashtagging, right?
Yeah.
If you want to.
Hashtag is a little more for Instagram, but
Yeah.
also.
That Facebook has it too, though. Like, if you say something, I think you do the @ symbol. One of my Facebook friends. If I was typing out, so now Adam is tagged, and so all of Adam's Facebook friends will probably see this post. And it's coming from John Wynn Real Estate, so that's good marketing for you. You could do things. Hashtag West Seattle or something like that.
So
Go ahead.
whenever you do that, that is linking to Instagram when you do the hashtag?
No, I'm sorry, this is not. This is just Facebook hashtags, which when somebody posts with a hashtag, you can click it, and it'll take you to a little page where every post from everybody, or every photo and stuff like that people have said hashtag West Seattle, you just see those there.
Oh, okay.
So Instagram, it's a lot more, relevant, I think, if you do that on Instagram. But Facebook does have it. If you want to link your post to a few more sites just to see if you can get a little bit more traffic or
If
something
someone
like that.
searches West Seattle on Facebook, they'll see that.
Yeah, or West Seattle Real Estate or something. You can create your own hashtag if you want to, and so when you post stuff, you can put your hashtag, and that would kind of gather your posts in a single place as well. One thing that I have learned about Facebook. Yeah,
Can
go
I
ahead,
expand on
Matt.
that real quick?
Yeah.
Just so you guys are all aware of the power of hashtags. It doesn't matter where you put it. I just did a Google search, hashtag West Seattle, clicked images. Every single image that's ever been hashtagged West Seattle just pulled up on my computer. So it doesn't matter if you're using Instagram, if you're using Twitter, if you're using Facebook, the World Wide Web, Google search, that hashtag, they will all be there. So it's very, very powerful to hashtag.
Yeah. It doesn't take much.
Hashtag crazy.
Yeah, hashtag crazy.
We can look that one up too.
Yeah. It is good, we spoke a little bit earlier on diversification of the stuff that you post. I think that Facebook starts to limit you a little bit if you're always posting or linking to a certain website, for example. So if everything that you ever post on your Facebook is coming from your personal website, like a link to your personal website, it will start downgrading that a little bit. Like it won't show that post to as many people because I think it's one of their ways of trying to stop spamming type of stuff, right? If you're somebody who's just posting, something all the time to a certain website, trying to get people to click on it. So just a little bit of diversification, I think, can stave that off, right? So just try to post from linking to different websites, the office website or the office Facebook, I suppose. But it's just something to think about when you guys are creating content. Has anybody, Kai and I talked a little bit about ads. Has anybody experimented with ads at all in Facebook?
Well, isn't that what a boost is? It's basically an ad.
It's a little different.
Yeah.
Boosting is connect to the posts on your page, and ads are just ads that they're connected to you, but they don't appear on your page, on your timeline.
Yeah.
And they're a lot more customizable. They're actually really complex. Like you can do all kinds of things with regular ads.
Yeah.
Don't have too much experience with them, but I played around and there's a lot of options. You basically start from scratch and choose a template.
Yeah.
I've done a few of them. I've never gotten any real results from them that I can
Really?
see.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard to know, maybe that I didn't do enough of them, or,
Yeah, it's kind of like if you don't have something for sale, like we're offering a service, so it's a little bit difficult to create an ad that maybe has like a call to action, like 15% off or something. How are we going to do that?
yeah.
And yeah, you want to be really careful with putting anything like that on your Facebook, obviously, because anybody who comes and talks to you will be expecting some kind of 15% rebate or something. So the one other thing that I kind of wanted to touch on briefly is scheduling. So Facebook boosting is completely separate, but when you post something on Facebook, timing is kind of an issue. You want to think about your timing a little bit. So people are generally on Facebook like in the mornings, on lunch breaks, and in the evenings, like after dinner, oftentimes, right? Those are when people are grabbing their phones or logging online and kind of seeing what's up on Facebook. So you can schedule a post. If you know you want to post it at 8 o'clock at night because you think a lot of your friends and stuff are going to be on Facebook looking at Facebook before bed, but you're going to be busy at that time, you can schedule it using this drop down here. So at the bottom of my post that we created, share now, we'll click that drop down and hit schedule. So you got your date and your time that you want it to go live at. So just another way to think about it. Because if you post something in the middle of the day and you're watching its progress, you'll see it's usually not getting in front of very many people, unless people interact with it. It's another thing about Facebook, right? The more traction something gets, likes, shares, comments, the more Facebook will kind of keep that active. And they think it's relevant and people want to talk about it and see it, right? Kaya, anything else that you kind of wanted to hit on with Facebook?
Not sure. I think we got all the basics down.
Yeah.
Can I ask about this whole story thing? I don't understand when that's useful, helpful, what it's about exactly.
It's a temporary picture that you can post. It's like 24 hours, I think. It's not as viewed as the stories people do on Instagram or Snapchat. I just recently started doing whatever I post. I also, what can it hurt? I also boost as a story, and that'll show up for whoever's going through those stories. You probably don't want to play the stories you have now. But
I don't know if I've ever created a Facebook story.
when you are on your home page, at the top, it shows all the stories your friends posted, and some people
Up here?
do like to.
I see.
So, right-
What is that?
So you have 3 of them. So
Mhm.
you click the Berkshire Hathaway. It's something like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the next one. The next one. That was a mistake. Okay.
Oh,
So I posted that, and I also added it to the story. Can't really hurt, but it's not as viewed on Facebook.
mm-hmm.
Sometimes I get notifications from random people whose page I never visit. It'll just give me a notification saying, so-and-so updated their story. So, I mean, that could be a way that
Yeah.
it boosts you.
If they haven't posted a story in a long time, it probably
Yeah.
does notify other people.
Yeah. Yep.
I guess
And-
I'm still not clear on when it would be particularly helpful, or what's the advantage of them? Is it just that it brings you to people's attention more frequently, or?
So when, kind of, you know, if we're going through here, if I was looking at people's stories, does it just play through? Like, does it go from one to the next to the next?
It should, it does on other social media sites.
Yeah, I think
I'm
it
not
does.
as,
Is it
I said
sort of
it's
an
not,
alternative to just going to their site and seeing what's there?
it's not an alternative, it's just, people usually post what they're doing. So your videos, you might wanna put them in your story.
Uh-huh.
Basically to keep up live with what people are doing. People post what they're eating, but you can see that there's only 3 people out of all his friends that posted a story. So it's not that popular.
Yeah.
It's kind of a less
Maybe I just don't
permanent
have that
way
many
to
friends.
send something out there. Like if you're doing an open house,
Yeah.
you probably don't want to leave it on your news feed forever, right? To crowd up your page and people can visit your page. They probably don't want to see an open house that you did 6 months ago on
But
there.
if, I guess what I'm not sure of, yeah, because I've been wondering about that in my open house videos. Do I want to do it on story or, because will everybody see, will the same people see it if I post it on story as opposed to my timeline?
No,
Wouldn't it be fewer people who are going to see it on
Probably.
live, on the story part?
probably, and it will only last after 24 hours. They won't be
Right.
able to see it anymore. And it's not as interactive with the likes and comments.
Okay, so I'm not seeing a whole lot of reason to do much with it on,
I would-
on Facebook.
When you post something,
do it both
you have an
times?
option. Yeah, post
Oh,
it on
okay.
your story also.
Okay,
Can't hurt.
I thought you had to choose.
No, you can do both. So share on your story also, and it'll be on there for 24 hours.
Yeah, and to Tanya's point, you know, when, and you guys might know, if you follow a page, or you've liked a page on Facebook, when they post something new, do you get a notification?
Not always.
No.
Not always,
no.
right? But if they do something with a story, do you get a notification? You know, and notifications are weird. It's like, I get notifications all the time now for stuff that I have absolutely no interest in.
Yeah.
You know, like some random Facebook friend just commented on their own photo from last year. You know, and it's like, okay, that doesn't matter to me.
I seem to get notifications just for certain people, and it seems like I always get their notifications when they add to their story, even though I've never gone in and read their stories, or anyone else's for that matter.
Right.
And I see plenty of other people adding to their story when I go to my homepage, but I don't get notifications for them either, so it's kind of random.
Yeah.
I always get the live video notifications, like someone just started a live video.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
Yeah. So, you know, with and we'll kind of wrap it up with Facebook. In my opinion, and Russ or anybody else, you can feel free to jump in, but you know, it's one of those tools where I think that it is relatively easy to at least have somewhat of a presence, right? To let people know that you are still in the business, you're busy, you're doing stuff, always love more business, and it's kind of top of mind, right? It's another little touch. Even if they don't interact with your post, if it popped up on their news feed and they just said, you know, they're reminded, oh yeah, John is in real estate. My sister's moving back, and she's going to be buying something. You know, just anything to get the wheels spinning a little bit, because you don't want people in you. You guys have all been there, I'm sure. I know I have, where somebody that you thought was a relatively good friend just bought a house
Yeah.
somewhere, and you had absolutely no
Yeah.
idea, and you go, oh, congrats.
Yes. Awkward silence.
Yeah, so the more tools like Facebook and other social media and stuff where you can just be in front of people, remind them that you're in the business and you're here to help, you know, I think that goes a long way. Anybody have any thoughts? Okay.
I have one quick question, totally
Yeah.
off topic. On your business page, on the top left, you have a picture, I don't. Wondering why I don't, I've been trying to figure out how to get my picture up there. It just says, mine says
Oh.
Christian Jacobson Real Estate Broker.
This one?
Yep,
Do you have a little camera icon here?
sure don't.
You don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, I'm like.
What are your settings, I bet? Your profile settings probably.
Oh, you're using a Lenovo.
Yes, it's
Oh, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You know, you could go and try these. Do you have these 3 dots here, Christian?
Yep. Tried those.
You tried these.
So I just set my background, like right there, I did the same thing you did, I found it in the whatevers,
Okay.
you know.
In the settings here.
No, I found it in the resource center, but anyway.
Oh,
I had to find that little logo thing.
interesting.
Virtual pathway.
I'll take a look at it.
Okay.
Yeah, Kai could take a peek at it because usually, yeah, they make it pretty easy. You can change cover photo there. You
Yeah.
can change profile photo there. So yeah.
So it's just blank there, Christian?
Yeah, it's just like I'm trying to scroll over everything and it's
Huh.
nothing's picking up over your page username, but that's.
Kai will peek at it. She can probably figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions?
So, and I guess that did answer a question. So when we do have issues, need help,
Yes.
you're our gal.
Yeah.
Come and grab it.
Yeah, thanks.
If it's a quick question, I'll be happy to try. But Kaya's better at this stuff than I am, so if she's available, absolutely go to her. Yeah.
Are there any statistics on
how much business you can generate from Facebook or?
That's one of those things. I don't know any. I'm sure there are. If you can go Google it. Social media is probably one of those things where, you know, you get out of it what you put into it a little bit. If you do a ton of research on what people respond to and what they're looking for, and you know, how to connect with more and more people, I'm sure you can generate a lot of business. I mean, I still think, you know, word of mouth and face-to-face interaction is going to be as big in our industry, you know, but.
Yeah, but I will say to that though, because I rely a lot on just the in-person stuff, but I think I've missed out on some referrals because somebody will refer me and then they'll go right to social media. And I haven't been as active on social media.
Yeah.
That's the key, be consistent.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
yep.
And it's like how Tay is always talking about the Google business page, right? When people Google my name, I want it to look, it's not that they're going to go dig for an hour and try to learn my life story. It's they just want to know if their friend said, hey, think about working with John, and they go Google me, I just want it to look professional and that I care and that I have somewhat of a presence, right? Because I doubt that there's too many people that find their realtor exclusively on Facebook only. You know, they probably heard of that person from another source at some point. But anything else? Okay, well, thank you for coming.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks for that.